here with Henry, Kohen, MYLETS. He has a record coming out on Sargent House this year, and he just blew everybody's minds with his pedal wizardry and insane guitar playing and really unique approach. I'm pretty excited to have him here, and I love anybody who's a fan of DoD pedals, which you are.
Very much so.
Which one is your favorite one right now?
My favorite is the FX50B. It's the very first guitar pedal I got in first DoD, and it's just kind of it's not the greatest sounding overdrive, but I love the sound, and it's just kind of nostalgic for me at this point. So
nice. So can you let us hear what it sounds like?
Yeah. Just kind of warm and dirty.
Anyway, so I see that you have this Icebox DoD, and so you're saying that the DoD company has been reissuing, right?
I'm pretty sure. I know these definitely aren't the original models.
He has a stereo phaser as well. He's got this envelope filter, the FX25B, and they're all pretty good price, right? They're not too expensive.
Yeah. $30 pedals.
Awesome.
So,
yeah, everybody like a Behringer and DoD. They keep the prices down. And so I see this Ibanez delay. I'm a fan of all Ibanez pedals as well. I mean, they really make good quality stuff. What's this one in particular?
This is the DDL20, or Delay 3, and it's part of a series they made in the late 80s, I believe, early 90s. And I just really like it. It's a digital delay, and it's got a bunch of various settings for it. Basically varies from filtering / modulation to a long several second delay, and you can do a lot of messing around with the delay time to make a tape effect.
Awesome, man. And then we got this Digitech. See, I'm a fan of Digitech series as well. What is that one though? You covered it up. I can't tell what it is.
Well, it's just the Digitech Digidelay, and I mainly just have it set on the loop function. So you can basically just hit it and then hit a note at the same time, and you get this stutter effect.
So you just put it to that knob setting on the right?
Yeah.
And you get that. So when you do it, is it, so you're sampling super fast and that's giving it that stutter effect, right?
Yeah.
But if you did a longer one, it would obviously help cool. But that's awesome how fast you did it. It's cool for that kind of like, you always hear hip hop or drum and bass snares when they go, and so he's basically emulating that idea on the guitar. Good. Try it again. It's
very fun to do.
And then sample that sucker, drop it an octave lower. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that's super cool. And so going down the line, I see you have the Memory Toy, which is another delay, right?
Yeah, that's Electro Harmonics delay, and I just picked this one up pretty recently, so I haven't really figured it out. But it's basically a delay with a slight reverb and modulation, so you can get some nice kind of 80s ballad sounds out of it. But I, again, haven't completely figured it out, but it sounds like... Yeah, nice. Sounds pretty good.
Let me ask you real quick.
Yeah. That's just, I'm not entirely sure what, the D string for some reason kept popping out of the nut and then vibrates.
Okay, I thought you were using it for some kind of mute.
No.
I've seen guys put like, wristbands here or some kind of tape mechanism so when they do certain picking things or whatever, or just open string stuff. And I don't know. What's the DAB?
The DAB. Oh yeah, that's the Digitech Synthwah, which right now I have on a setting, basically like a saw wave, and it's more or less just a fuzz pedal for me right now. So
cool. Let's hear it. You know what I really love the way it is very synthetic, very almost artificial sounding. It's not really a fuzz, which I think that's a cool way to use it. I have used those in the past, but I kind of always I didn't want to take my microsynths on tour. I didn't have room, so I would use that one. I think it's a great way to get synth sounds and be able to, and it's really cool metallic sound too. And then of course you have the whammy pedal, and if you don't know what the whammy pedal does, then There's a million YouTubes that you could look at. Here we go. And the anger pedal was the only one pedal that on this board that I had never seen. So I asked him, what's an anger pedal?
And that is the Fender flanger, the Fender Starcaster flanger, which they made 3 of these pedals in this weird shape with this really impractical battery pack
Right,
in the middle of the pedal.
Oh, crazy looking, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they made a flanger, of course, and a distortion of this model, and I picked up the flanger. I honestly don't even know where I got this pedal, but
do you use it much?
no. I mean, I do, but in moderation, just because there's a very, very significant increase in gain whenever you activate it.
Let's hear it.
So.
Oh, we didn't cover the brown one. What's that little brown guy?
Ooh, that is a Mooer Pure Octave, which I use to get bass sounds. It's a lot like a Pog. You can. Right now, I'm just using it for bass, so I've got octave down and then another octave down. So.
Who makes that?
Mooer.
So it's nice, you can see Henry's running out of real estate on his pedal board, so it's nice when something like that comes along and you can now have an octave pedal on your pedal board. And then of course I see the Dan Electro stuff. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but you have the fab distortion.
I'm not a fan of it at all either. Either of these.
I am a fan of the M9 Stomp Box modeler. I mean, it's cool when if you just took that, I actually really like the ring modulator in there. I use that a lot. And you can get in there and tweak them a little, so I always crank everything all the way up and just see what it does. I wanted to cover your guitar since, Henry is my first guitarist in Pedals and Effects. I wanted to hit him up on his guitar as well.
Yeah, this is a Parker P36. So Parker makes a lot of carbon fiber, really nice MIDI guitars that cost thousands and thousands. Yeah, and so this is the most affordable Parker there is. It's basically a Telecaster with a pickup setup and the tone selectors and a very similar pickguard. But then it's got a thinner neck, which I really like. It's not quite like speed metal neck.
Again, I want to thank Henry for coming through and being my first guitar player guinea pig. Check out his record coming out on Sargent House this year. Henry Kohen, Juan, Pedals and Effects.